Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution, and also in part by Xyway brand fungicide, where you get an unfair advantage. Always read and follow label directions. Good morning, everyone. Farmer leaders from the Ohio Soybean Association successfully advanced critical policy positions at the American Soybean Association voting delegate session during the 2025 Commodity Classic in Denver. Delegates from across the country overwhelmingly supported several Ohio-led proposals aimed at ensuring fair treatment in biofuel regulations and international trade policies. OSA secured approval for a proposal requiring a more accurate assessment of life cycle carbon emissions for fuels made with waste feedstocks. Currently, carbon emissions from soybean cultivation or processing are deducted from the fuel's overall benefit, while waste feedstocks are not subject to the same calculations, creating an uneven playing field. Another Ohio-led resolution supports eliminating the indirect land use change penalty applied to soybeans under the U.S. Renewable Fuel Standard. Ohio farmers argue that deforestation and land use changes tied to biofuel expansion are largely a South American issue, not a U.S. concern. Removing the ILUC penalty would allow U.S. soybeans to be more fairly assessed in carbon reduction models. Additionally, Ohio delegates proposed a resolution urging U.S. trade officials to negotiate reasonable sustainability compliance measures that do not place an undue burden on farmers. This is in response to regulations like the European Union's deforestation regulation, which restricts trade in the commodities linked to deforestation. Ohio farmers who already follow strong sustainability practices fear the EUDR could create unnecessary trade barriers. These policy wins are a testament to the power of the Ohio Soybean Association farmers working together to protect and strengthen our industry, said OSA President and Williams County farmer Rusty Goebel. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
A low-pressure system moving today through the Great Lakes continues to bring showers across Ohio. Temperatures starting off mild, near about 60 degrees, with gusty winds up to 45 miles an hour. Rainfall totals will vary, the eastern half of the state seeing up to 3/4 of an inch, while the southwest remains lower at around 1/4 inch. By midnight, temperatures will drop down to freezing, setting the stage for Thursday morning snowfall. Highs tomorrow will be below average in the low 40s, with cloudy skies early, followed by plenty of afternoon sunshine. Winds will shift from the northwest at a steady 20 miles an hour, though gusts ease up in the morning. Come Friday, another round of precipitation. That'll start with morning snow in central Ohio before transitioning to rain. Highs remain slightly below average, and that cooler trend continues through the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday will have partly cloudy skies with plenty of sunshine. If you're up by Lake Erie, you could see some snow early Sunday. More warmth as well as moisture come Monday evening. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Joel Norwood.
And thanks, Joel. Let's check in with Dusty Sonnenberg with a trade show floor Commodity Classic update.
I'm visiting today with Jared Cox. He's with Relentless Ag out of Dresden, Ohio. Jared, we're down at Commodity Classic talking Meristem. Now, you're also a Pioneer seed dealer. Tell me a little bit about maybe some of the synergies between being able to work with your customers, providing some of their seed needs, but also some of these other technologies to help on their farm.
Yes, so it's a great combination to have our Pioneer Seed Agency and have products that Meristem offers. They make our seed better, it makes our customers better. We find gaps that the customers may have, and we fill them with different Meristem products. The Revline hopper throttle has been a really good fit with our growers to be able to place in the planter box. Allows them to replace some inputs that they're already using by having the 80-20 graphite talc mix in it, having the zinc in it. The ether technology is exciting, allows us to release some nutrients that are in the ground, and allows them to cut some of their dry fertilizer back. And the biological package that's in there allows that plant to use those biologicals if needed and try to prevent stress.
We've been with Meristem for roughly 4 years. You were telling me before we came on in the air, and each one of those 4 years in Ohio, we've had some very unique growing conditions. Some really good years, some really challenging years, but Meristem seems to deliver regardless of that.
Yeah, and they've got so many different products that we can use to mitigate stress with foliars and PGRs using plant growth regulators that help out early on. We also have a drone application business, so we're applying fungicides and then packaging the two with the fungicides and using a plant growth regulator for late, and also using NKBS to get us some extra nitrogen, some sulfur, some boron to pack on some extra test weight. So lots of different products, continue to grow each year using different products.
Good deal, great combination. Again, my guest today is Jared Cox. He's with Relentless Ag out of Dresden, a Pioneer dealer and also a Meristem dealer. Jared, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And thanks, Dusty. Let's check in now with Joel Panorwood. He has this week's South American Update.
The latest updates from South America show Brazil on track for record-breaking soybean and corn production this season. This South American Update brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. Gil Signorini reports that both USDA as well as Brazil's CONAB confirm a soybean output expected to surpass the previous record of 162 million metric tons, estimates ranging from 166 to 169 million metric tons. Corn production also projected to increase by 3% to 126 million metric tons. The state of Mato Grosso, which leads Brazil in soybean production, rapidly harvesting. Many farmers there already planting their second corn crop right behind the soybean harvest. In good news for Brazilian producers, costs for growing GMO soybeans have dropped slightly, mainly because of lower fertilizer and crop protection prices, but corn production costs expected to rise slightly because of higher storage and post-harvest handling expenses. On the flip side, uncertainty growing there in their ag sector after the country's treasury has frozen its major farm credit program, Plano Safra. Now, if that freeze becomes permanent, it would disrupt farm financing, adding uncertainty to future grain production. For Ohio farmers, the big takeaway is that while Brazil's record harvest could add global supply pressure, production costs and policy uncertainty could also play a role in shaping markets in the months ahead. The full South American Update online today at ohioagdat.com. Thanks to Seed Genetics Direct. I'm Joel Panorwood reporting.
And thanks, Joel. Prices received by Ohio farmers for the month of January 2025 have been reported and now calculated. January corn was $4.33, increasing 2 cents from December and increasing a dime from last year. The January beans at $10.40 per bushel increased 30 cents from last month, but decreased $2.80 from last year. January wheat at $5.41 per bushel decreased 6 cents from December and decreased 40 cents from last year. January milk at $25.40 per hundredweight increased 70 cents from last month and increased $4.30 from last year. Nationally, the January prices received index with a 2011 base for agricultural production at 129.4 increased 2.1% from December and 16% from January of this year. At 88.5, the crop production index was down 4.4% from last month and 9.5% from the previous year. The livestock production index at 188.8 increased 9.4% from December and 38% from January last year. Producers received higher prices during January for market eggs, cattle, milk, and broilers, but lower prices for tomatoes, broccoli, lettuce, and cauliflower. In addition to prices, the volume change of commodities marketed also influences the indexes. In January, there was increased monthly movement for soybeans, cattle, corn, and strawberries, and decreased marketing of market eggs, grapes, hogs, and cotton. Stay tuned. Back with more after this. Attention Ohio businesses. Join the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation for the 2025 Ohio Safety Congress and Expo, April 16th through the 18th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. Connect with industry experts, have hands-on training sessions, explore cutting-edge safety solutions with over 300 exhibitors. Whether you're looking to reduce risks, enhance productivity, or build a stronger safety culture, the Ohio Safety Congress is for you. Register at www.ohiosafetycongress.com. It's free. free. Farmers, crop consultants, and ag business leaders. The Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference is March 11th and 12th at Ohio Northern University in Ada. The theme is getting more from less. 4 concurrent sessions each day with 60 presenters. Registration today is $150 and includes exclusive access to videos of all sessions after April 15th. CCA and CLM credits included. Go to ctc.osu.edu for more information. And on the calendar, don't forget today I'll be heading over to the Clark County Fairgrounds to the Champions Center. It's the Aggies Livestock Judging Contest, and we'll look forward to getting an update. They're expecting over 1,500 high school students for the event. And on Monday, we'll get an update from the folks at Ohio Corn and Wheat. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. For LDC marketing information, call 574-566-2113. Row crop prices continued their losing streak Tuesday as the latest trade war developments rattled the markets. May corn dropped 4 3/4 cents to 4.51 with new crop December also down slightly. Despite the drop, prices found support near $4.50, hinting at a possible bottom. While China isn't buying U.S. corn right now, all eyes are on Mexico, the top U.S. corn buyer, as it prepares to announce potential retaliatory measures on Sunday. Soybeans also took a hit, with May contracts falling 12.5 cents to just below $10, marking their lowest close since early January. China's decision to target U.S. soybeans added downward pressure, though the impact may not fully play out until next year's crop. There's still hope that a deal can be reached before long-term damage is done. Wheat markets slid as well, with Kansas City May wheat down 13.5 cents to 548.5, hitting a new contract low. Bargain buying helped limit losses, but wheat has now fallen in 9 of the last 10 sessions. The market is watching for Wednesday's USDA crop conditions update and a key meeting between U.S. and Mexican leaders, as Mexico is a major wheat buyer. Outside of grains, the U.S. dollar fell sharply, but that provided little relief. Meanwhile, crude oil held steady. Gold climbed over $2,900 an ounce, and the Dow tumbled nearly 300 points. Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. We'll take a look at the overnight markets at the open after this.
Biodiesel isn't just a fuel, it's a game changer for your engine, your wallet, and your farm. Cleaner burning and efficient, biodiesel enhances engine life, power, and fuel economy. Plus, it delivers real value, adding $1.33 to every bushel of soybeans grown. That's 13% more value per bushel, directly tied to the biofuels market. Ready to turn soybeans into power and drive with purpose? Learn how at soyohio.org.
As you invest your time and resources into another planting season, the Ohio Soybean Council is right there with you, investing in the future of your farm. Your takeoff contribution helps the Ohio Soybean Council drive demand for every bushel of beans grown right here in Ohio. Whether it's through new product innovations or expanding into new markets, they work on your behalf to ensure a profitable future. Because the only thing better than growing soybeans is selling soybeans. Visit soyohio.org to see all the ways the Ohio Soybean Council is invested in your future. That's soyohio.org.
Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Overnight at the open, there are pluses. March corn up 4 1/4 at 4.40 1/4 cent. The maize up 4 1/4, trading 4.55 3/4, and December new crop up 1 3/4 at 4.48 1/2. Pluses in beans, not enough to erase yesterday's minuses, but hey, March corn's up 9 3/4, trading 9.93 3/4. May up 6 1/4 at $10.05 1/4 cent, and November new crop up 3 cents at $10.06 1/2 cent. The July wheat is up 2 at 5.53 1/4 cent. September also up 2 cents at 5.69 3/4. In livestock, April cattle up $2.40 at 194.65. June 197 higher at $190.07, and August $188.47 up $1.30. April lean hogs, $82.35, down $1.35. May down $2.20 at $85.47. And June down $2.20 at $93.15. Feeder cattle back to pluses. April up 45 cents at $272.50. May is up 80 cents at $271 even. August up 65 cents at $274 even. And don't forget the Ohio Beef Expo is coming up here in a week at 13th through the 16th. Details online, including more educational programs and more, well, a different youth schedule. Check it out at ohiobeefexpo.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.